Question 35. So Jack conducted an experiment on two substances X and Y using two identical syringes. Each syringe was covered with a black paper and its opening was sealed. So this is sealed, there's a black paper covering it. One syringe was completely filled with substance X and the other was completely filled with substance Y. So there are two syringes, one is filled with substance X, another is filled with substance Y. So the original length of the plunger when not pushed in was 10 cm. Okay, so this is the original length of the plunger. So what Jack did was to push the plunger as hard as he could, and then he measured the length of the plunger for the two different syringes. So the one with syringe X, it actually remained the same because it is still 10 cm, and the one with syringe Y is actually 6 cm. So it became shorter. So I'm going to write here, it became shorter. And actually the reason why it became shorter is because it can be compressed. Alright, so 6 or substance Y becomes shorter because it became 6 cm, and therefore we can conclude that Y can be compressed. So here we're supposed to identify the states of substance X and Y. So substance X cannot be compressed, so therefore it can either be a liquid or it can be a solid. But for Y, definitely it has to be a gas. Okay, it's important to take note that here they're asking for states. They're not asking you to give examples. So if you tell me that X is an ice cube, it's wrong. If you tell me that X is water, it's wrong. So it has to be the states. So there are only 3 states: liquid, solid, and gas. Okay, so the explanation for why is why a gas is because the syringe could be compressed and Y and gas can be compressed. Okay, so we are drawing the link because the syringe became shorter, it means that it can be compressed, therefore, and gas can be compressed. So because of that, we can conclude that Y is gas. Question 36. Study the flowchart below. So you have A, B, C, and D, and this is the flowchart. So they ask you to, based on the flowchart, identify the characteristic A has. So A is here, and the first question it asks is, does it have mass? And it says no. So we can conclude that A does not have mass. Alright, and next, because it does not have mass, it is most probably not a matter, or rather it is not a matter. Okay, so yes, it has mass and it comes down to B. So B, they ask, before B, they ask, can it be compressed? And the answer is yes. So B has mass and it can be compressed. So the state that has mass and can be compressed is actually air. Sorry, gas, because we are looking for state. Okay, so we cannot say that it's air, we have to state gas, because gas is the state. Okay, next, state one similarity between B and C. So the similarity between B and C, if you look here, does it take the shape of the container? Yes, it takes the shape of the container, but we cannot conclude that for B because B didn't manage to come to this question. So the only similarities that they have in common is that both of them has mass. So both have mass. Alright, the next one is to state 3 characteristics. So we must state all 3 to get that 1 mark. So the 3 characteristics of D is that it does not take the shape of the container, it cannot be compressed, and it has mess. So I'm going to write here. D has mess. This is one. Cannot be compressed. This is the second. And it does not take the shape of the container. Alright, so even if you write it does not have a definite shape, it is also accepted. Okay, so the last one is either it doesn't take the shape of the container or it does not have a definite shape.